In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet step by step this beautiful little cardigan sweater. This is the little Belle crochet sweater, and it's for baby girls between 9 and 12 months. Now, you can easily make it smaller or bigger from 3 to 6 months and up to 18 to 24 months. In the description box below, I'll go ahead and leave you some information on how you can easily make it smaller or bigger, so be sure to check that out. And as always, if you prefer a written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop up here on the right hand side and in the description box below. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, let's get started. Don't forget to subscribe and activate the notifications bell. Thank you so much for watching. To begin, I'll be using this 3.5mm crochet hook, and today I'm using number 3 weight yarn. You can also use any DK weight or 8 ply. For the 9 to 12 month size, which is what we're going to make here in the tutorial, you're going to need about 163 grams, which is about 586 yards. Depending on the size that you make, you may need less or more. You will also need 3 buttons. You can use 10, 11, or 12mm size. Again, depending on the size that you make, you may need smaller or bigger size buttons. And remember, at the end of the tutorial, I always leave you the finished measurements, and gauge information is always in the description box below. Okay, so here to begin, I have 62 chains. The stitch multiple to the base chain is multiples of 4 plus 2. Now this chain here is measuring about 13 inches, which is about 33 centimeters. Now if you're off by half an inch or less, it's okay, just continue with the next step. So here to begin, on the third chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, make a half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the third chain, grab a loop, 3 loops, close. Again into the next chain, same thing, make 1 half double crochet. Into the next, half double crochet, and so on. This is all we're going to do for this first row. 1 half double crochet for each one of these chains. Now continue, and I'll meet you at the end of this first row. I'm here at the end of this first row. I have 60 half double crochets plus the 2 chains here at the beginning. Now for the second row, chain 2 and turn. From here on, these 2 chains never count as a stitch. Now to begin here, we're going to make 3 double crochets. So beginning on top of the first half double crochet, make your first double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3. Now into the next half double crochet, make 2 double crochets. This is how we're going to continue for the second row. So again, we're going to make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and into the next 2 double crochets. Continue for this second row and repeat the same thing. You're going to make 3 double crochets and into the next 2. And then again, 3 double crochets and into the next 2. I'm here at the end of the second row. I have 74 double crochets. Here at the end, I finished by making 4 double crochets. Now for the third row, chain 2 and turn. Now in this row, we're going to make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the next 2. Let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets, and into the next 2 double crochets. Again, you're going to repeat the same thing. Make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the next 2 double crochets. This is how you're going to continue for this third row. You're going to make 4 double crochets and into the next 2. Continue to the end of this third row. I'm here at the end of this third row. I have 88 double crochets. Here at the end, I finished by making 4 double crochets. Now for the fourth row, chain 2 and turn. Now in this row, we're going to make 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next 2. Let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets and into the next 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. This is how you're going to continue for the rest of this fourth row. You're going to make 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next 2. And then again, repeat the same thing. Make 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next 2. At the end of this fourth row, we're going to have 102 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this fourth row. I'm here at the end of this fourth row. I have a total of 102 double crochets. Now for the fifth row, chain 2 and turn. Now in this row, we're going to make 6 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the next 2. Let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make your first double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets and into the next 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. This is how you're going to continue for the rest of this fifth row. You're going to make 6 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the next 2. And then again, you're going to repeat the same thing. Make 6 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the next 2. At the end of this fifth row, we're going to have 116 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this fifth row. I'm here at the end of the fifth row. I have a total of 116 double crochets. Now for the sixth row, chain 2 and turn. Now I'm using this other hook. It's the same size. The other one I didn't like. It was splitting the yarn and I don't like that. Now for this sixth row, what we're going to do is we're going to make 7 double crochets and then 2 double crochets into the next. Let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets and into the next 2 double crochets. And then again, you're going to repeat the same thing. You're going to make 7 double crochets and into the next 2 double crochets. At the end of this sixth row, we're going to have 130 double crochets. Continue and I'll meet you at the end of this sixth row. I'm here at the end of this sixth row. I have a total of 130 double crochets. Now for the seventh row, chain 2 and turn. Now in this row, what we're going to do is we're going to make 8 double crochets, 2, 4, 6, 8, and into the next 2 double crochets. So here to begin, on top of the first double crochet, make your first double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 double crochets and into the next 2 double crochets. This is how you're going to continue for the rest of the seventh row. You're going to make 8 double crochets and into the next 2 double crochets. At the end of this seventh row, you should have 144 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this seventh row. I have a total of 144 double crochets. Now for the eighth row, chain 3 and turn. Now here, what we're going to do is into the third double crochet, 1, 2, 3, make a V-stitch. Each one of the V-stitches is going to consist of a double crochet, chain 1 double crochet into the same double crochet here. Now skip 1, 2, and into the third, we're going to make a fan. Each one of the fans is going to consist of 2 double crochets, 1 chain, 2 double crochets into that same double crochet. Again, skip 1, 2, and into the third, another V-stitch. Skip 1, 2, and into the third, a fan. Skip 1, 2, and into the third, a V-stitch. And this is all we're going to do for this eighth row. You're just going to alternate between a fan and a V-stitch and separate it by 2 double crochets. Continue, and I will meet you at the end of this 8th row. I'm here at the end of this 8th row. This is where we did fans and V-stitches. If you count each one of the fans, these here, you should have a total of 23 fans. And if you count each one of the V-stitches, you should have 24 V-stitches. Now to finish this row, we're going to make a double crochet here on top of the last double crochet. And this is how I finished the 8th row. Now for the 9th row, chain 3 and turn. Now in this row, what we're going to do is inside the V-stitches, we're going to make a fan, and inside the fans, we're going to make V-stitches. So here, beginning inside this V-stitch, make your first fan, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and then inside the fan, make a V-stitch. Again, inside of the V-stitch, make a fan. This is how we're going to continue for this 9th row. You're just going to now alternate between a fan and a V-stitch inside the fans. That's all we're going to do. That's what it looks like. Continue, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I finished the 9th row. Here at the end, I finished by making a double crochet into the 2nd chain, and the yoke is done, and that's what it looks like. Now it's measuring from here to here. It's measuring about 4.25 inches, which is about 10.5 centimeters. Now if we count each one of the fans and the V-stitches, you should have 47 all around. So now we're going to divide the sleeves in this next row. I like to start counting rows here, so we're going to start with the first row here. So chain 3, turn, and for this part we're going to do the same thing. Inside the fans we make V-stitches, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and inside the V-stitches we make fans. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and so on. I'm going to do this until I come to my stitch marker. Okay, so here's the front panel. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. Now to divide the sleeves, chain 3. Now we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and into this 12th stitch, which is the V-stitch, you're going to make a fan. Now we're going to continue for the back side in the same way. You're going to make a V-stitch or a fan until you come to the next stitch marker. I will meet you right here to show you how we're going to divide the other side. I finished making these stitches for the back side. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need to make one more. So into the V-stitch, after the stitch marker, I'm going to make a fan. So now for the back side, we have, let me count the fans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fans, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 V-stitches for the back side. Here I forgot to tell you I have 1, 2, 3 V-stitches, and I have 3 fans, 1, 2, 3. Now to divide the other sleeve, chain 3. We're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and into the V-stitch after the stitch marker, right here, make a fan. Now we're going to continue like this and finish this front panel. So continue, and I'll meet you at the end of this first row. I'm here at the end of this first row. This is where we divided the sleeves. Now here at the end, I'm going to make a double crochet into this second chain. Now the sleeves are divided, so let me tell you how many stitches we have. If we count each one of the V stitches and the fans, you should have 25 in total. We have 6 for this front panel, 6 for this front panel, and we have 13 for the back side. Now as reference, I'm going to tell you how many V stitches and how many fans we have. I have 13 fans, 13 of these fans, and I have 12 V stitches, so that's a total of 25. Now for the second row, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3 and we're going to turn. Now here we're going to do the same thing until we come to the 3 chains here. We're going to increase there, so here you're just going to do the same thing, a fan inside the V's and inside the fans V stitches. So continue, finish working this front panel, and I will meet you right about here to show you how we're going to work these stitches under the sleeve. Okay, I'm right here under the sleeve. We have the next 3 chains. Into each one of the chains here, we're going to make V stitches. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the first chain, into the next chain, same thing, another V stitch, and into the third chain, same thing, one more V stitch. So here under the sleeve we have 3 V stitches now. 1, 2, 3. Now we have this next fan, make a V stitch inside this fan and then continue along for the back side in the same way, a fan, V stitch, and so on. When you come here under the next sleeve, we have the next 3 chains, same thing. You're going to do 3 V stitches, so 1 V stitch for each one of the chains, and then continue along and finish the second row. I will meet you at the end of this second row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row. Here at the end, I made a double crochet into the second chain. Now, just for reference, I have a total of 31 of these stitches, and what I mean by stitches is the fans and the V stitches. I'm calling those stitches. Now, if we count each one of the fans, we have 12 fans, and if we count each one of the V stitches, I have 19 V stitches. Remember that in this row, we did an increase where we add 3 V stitches under the sleeves on each side. So here, for the third row now, we're going to chain 3 and turn. Now here we're going to do the same thing until we come to the V stitches under the sleeve. You're just going to make V stitches inside the fans and fans inside the V stitches. Continue, and I will meet you right here to show you how we're going to work these 3 V stitches under the sleeves. Okay, I finished making these stitches here for this front panel. I have 3 V stitches and 3 fans. Now we have the 3 V stitches here under this sleeve, 3 V stitches. Now we're going to continue with the same pattern. Here I have a fan, so into this V stitch here, I'm going to make a V stitch. Into the next V stitch, the second one here, I'm going to make a fan. And into the third V stitch, I'm going to make a V stitch. Now we have this V stitch for the back side, make a fan. And now you're just going to continue with the same pattern. V stitch, fan, 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 V stitch, fan. I will meet you here to show you once again how we're going to work these 3 V stitches under the second sleeve. Okay, I finished making these stitches for the back side. Now we have the next 3 V stitches. So we're going to continue with the same pattern just like we did on the other side. We have a fan, so into this V stitch, I'm going to make a V stitch. Into the second V stitch, make a fan. and into the third V-stitch, a V-stitch. And this is what it looks like. A V-stitch, a fan, a V-stitch, just like we did here. V-stitch, fan, V-stitch. Now we're going to continue with the same pattern. Beginning here, we have the next V-stitch for the front panel. You're going to make a fan and then continue along and finish the third row. Continue and I'll meet you at the end of this third row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this third row. Now to finish here at the end, we're going to go into the second chain here and make a double crochet. And this is how I finish this third row. Now, if we count each one of these stitches, the V-stitches and the fans, I have 31. From here on, we're going to continue with this number of stitches. We're not going to increase or anything. We're just going to continue in the same way. We're going to work a V-stitch inside the fans, and inside the V-stitch, we're going to make fans. Now, for reference, I have a total of 16 V-stitches in this row and 15 fans. So that's a total of 31 stitches. Now, for the fourth row, chain 3 and turn, and here you're just going to continue in the same way. Inside the V-stitches, we make fans. Inside the fans, we make V-stitches, and so on. This is all we're going to do for this fourth row. When you finish here, you're going to finish by making a double crochet into the second chain. Then you're going to chain 3, turn, and then repeat the same thing. I'm not exactly sure how many rows I'm going to do from here on, but continue watching. I will let you know exactly how many rows I'm going to do, so I'll meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I finished making this part. I did a total of 18 rows, starting from the row where we divided the sleeves. I have 18 rows. Now, this part here is measuring from the top of the shoulder to the end of this 18th row. It's measuring about 33.5 centimeters, which is about 13.25 inches. Now, if you want to make this part here longer, you can. I think that for the size that we're making this for, it's fine, but certainly you can make it as long as you want. Now, what I'm going to do here is I cut my yarn here at the end of this 18th row, so we're going to go right here to this other side. Make sure that you're on the right side. For me, this is the right side. This row here is the row of half double crochets, and as you can see, there's a little line there, so that tells me that that is the right side for me. So we're going to work the next row, row 19, from the inside. So we're going to turn this like this. Make sure that you're on the opposite side of where you finished. This is where I finished. So I'm going to insert my hook right here into this space. I'm going to use this pink yarn. It's the same weight yarn. It's a DK weight yarn, or you can also use a number 3 yarn. Chain 1, and into this same space here, make a single crochet. Now, what I'm going to do is I have the first fan, the first double crochet, I'm going to work a front post double crochet. Inside the chain 1 space of this fan, I'm going to make a V-stitch. And into the last double crochet of this fan, I'm going to make a front post double crochet. Now, I have a V-stitch next, so into the first double crochet, make a front post double crochet. Inside the V-stitch, make a V-stitch. And then finish with a front post double crochet. One more time. Front post double crochet, V-stitch inside the fan, and front post double crochet. And the V-stitch, front post double crochet, V-stitch inside the V-stitch, and front post double crochet. This is how you're going to work each one of the fans and the V-stitches, and that's what it looks like from the inside, and this is what it looks like from the right side. Continue, and I will meet you at the end of this 19th row. Okay, I finished making this row, row 19. Here at the end, I finished by making a single crochet on top of this double crochet. Then I cut my yarn and passed my yarn through this last loop. Now, we're going to make one more row. So for row 20, insert your hook here on top of this last single crochet. Grab a loop here. Chain 1, turn, And on top of this single crochet here, make a single crochet. Now if you're not changing color, just chain one and turn. Now here, what we're going to do is we have V stitches inside each one of the fans. So here we're going to make a front post half double crochet into the first double crochet of the first V stitch. Inside the chain one space, make a single crochet, chain three, single crochet, and finish by making a half double crochet into this second double crochet. Again, jump to the next V stitch of the next fan and work a front post half double crochet, single crochet inside the chain one space, chain three, single crochet again, and finish with a front post half double crochet. This is how we're going to work each one of the V stitches, and that's what it looks like. This is the front side. So continue, finish this 20th row, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I finished making this last row. Here at the end, I just did a single crochet on top of the last single crochet here. And this part here is done. This is the front side, and this is the back. The back is nice as well. If you preferred this side, then you're just going to start the other way. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go here on this side along the very edge, and we're going to fix this a bit. So chain one, don't cut your yarn, so just chain one, and into this last single crochet that I did, make a single crochet. Then into the next row, the row in pink, make a single crochet. Now we have this row here in white, so make one single crochet there, then make two single crochets in the next row, one single crochet in the next, two single crochets into the next, one single crochet, then two, and then one, and so on. You're just going to continue like this, alternating between 2 1 2 1 2 1 all the way to the top. I'll meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these single crochets here. I did a total of 43 single crochets. If you have 2 or 3, less or more, it's okay. Just make sure that this part here looks nice and you don't have too many single crochets. Otherwise, it's not going to look that great. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to chain one and turn. And in this second row, we're going to add buttonholes. I'm only going to add 3. If you want to add more, you can do them in the same way that I'm going to show you here. So beginning on top of the first single crochet, make a single crochet, chain one, skip one single crochet, and into the next, make a single crochet. Here's the first buttonhole. Now here I'm going to make a total of 6 single crochets. That's 1 2 3 4 5 6 single crochets, chain one, skip one single crochet, and into the next, make a single crochet. And now again, I'm going to make another 6 single crochets to make my third buttonhole. That's 2 3 4 5 6, chain one, skip one single crochet, and into the next a single crochet. So here are my 3 buttonholes, 1 2 3. If you want to add more and leave more or less single crochets in between, you can just do it here in the same way that I just showed you. Now I'm just going to continue and finish this second row, so I will meet you here at the end. I'm here at the end of this second row. This is where we did buttonholes. Now chain one and turn for the third row. In this row, all we're going to do is just single crochets. In the chain one space, you're also going to make a single crochet. Continue, finish this third row, and I will meet you here at the top to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making this third row. This is what it looks like. Now what we're going to do is the neckline. So here, chain one, and right here into this last single crochet that we did, make a single crochet. Here we're going to make 3 single crochets because we have 3 rows. So 1 2 3. Now what I'm going to do here around the neckline is I'm going to reduce the neckline a tiny bit. But if you feel like it's okay, you don't need to reduce anything, you don't have to do the reductions that I'm going to do. So beginning on top of the first half double crochet, make a single crochet into the next. That's 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets here into the next 2, insert your hook, grab a loop, insert your hook into the next, grab a loop, 3 loops, close. Here's the first decrease. Now again, I'm going to make 5 single crochets. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next 2, insert your hook, grab a loop, insert your hook, grab a loop, 3 loops, close. And then again, repeat the same thing. Make 5 single crochets, and into the next 2, make your next decrease. This is how I'm going to continue all around the neckline. I'll meet you here at this other end. Okay, I finished making these single crochets around the neckline. I have a total of 55 single crochets. From the beginning here up to the last single crochet, I have 55 single crochets. Now for this side, we're going to do the same number of single crochets we did from the other side, which is, in my case, I had 43. So I'm going to make 43 single crochets here. So here to begin, chain 1, and we have the first row of half double crochets here. Right along the edge there, make 2 single crochets, then 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets into the next, 1, then 2, then 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on until you have the same number of single crochets. Once you finish this first row, you're going to chain 1, turn, and then continue and work your way up, making single crochets for that second row. And then I'll meet you here at the end of that second row to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this second row. I have 43 single crochets, chain 1, turn, and now we're going to work our way down, making single crochets in the exact same way. 1 single crochet into each one of the single crochets. Continue, and I'll meet you at the end of this third row. Okay, I finished making this third row for this other side. Here at the end, I just cut my yarn, passed my yarn through this last loop, and this side here is done. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go right here to this other side. This is where we did our buttonhole, so we're going to make 1 more row. Now, to make this next row, I'm going to use a slightly smaller hook, this 3mm hook. If you're using any other size hook, just go down half a hook size, and it's actually optional. You can even continue with the same hook size. So here, to begin, I'm going to do this next part with this pink yarn, and I'm going to attach my yarn right here to the first row of single crochet. See, right here. This is the first row of single crochets that we did for this side. So right there, insert your hook, grab a loop like this, bring it through the front, chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now on top of the first single crochet of the third row, make a slip stitch. Chain 3. Skip 1 single crochet and into the next, make a slip stitch. Chain 3. Skip 1 single crochet and into the next, make a slip stitch. Chain 3. Skip 1 single crochet and into the next, a slip stitch. This is how I'm going to continue all around, including the neckline and the other front panel. So continue all around, and I will meet you here at this other end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at this other end. Here, all I did was just make 3 chains, then finished here by making a slip stitch into the first row of this panel here. And then I cut my yarn and passed my yarn through that last loop, and this part here is done. And that's what it looks like. Here's the other side, and here's the neckline. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do one of the sleeves. I already went ahead and did this side. This is the front, so I did the left side. And that's what it looks like. We're going to do it in the exact same way. Now this sleeve, I started here, bottom of the sleeve, and then I worked my way around the back and finished here in the front. Whereas this sleeve here, we're going to start same thing right here, right under the sleeve, and we're going to go towards the front and finish in the back. That's the only difference. So everything else, all of the rows are going to be exactly done in the same way. So let's start here. we're going to go right under the sleeve. We have these V stitches here. So right in the center, right there, insert your hook. I'm using the same hook, the 3.5mm hook, and I'm going to grab a loop here with this white yarn, bring it through the front, chain 2, and then make a double crochet into this same space here. Now the 2 chains never count as a stitch. Now I need to make 2 V stitches, and I'm going to make one right here and one right here. So I'm going to skip these 3 double crochets, and right here I'm going to make a V stitch. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And the next one I'm going to make right here into this V stitch. This V stitch has this fan. So into that same space, make another V stitch. So here I have a double crochet and 2 V stitches. Now I have the first fan here for the sleeve, make another V stitch there. Into the next V stitch here, make a fan. Here we're just going to continue with the same pattern. V stitches inside the fans and fans inside the V stitches. So continue all around, and I'll meet you right here at this other end to show you how we're going to finish this first row. Okay, I'm here at this other end of this first row. I need to make 2 V stitches here to finish this row. So I have a V stitch into this fan, so I need to make my next V stitch right here into this V stitch. It's got this fan, but right here to the side, I'm going to make a V stitch. Then I'm going to go right here into this gap, and I'm going to make my second V stitch here. Now to finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And here's the first row. Now if we count each one of these stitches, the V stitches, the fans, and the double crochet, this is what I have. I have a total of 16 stitches all around. I have 10 V stitches, I have 1 double crochet, and I have 5 fans for this first row. Now for the second row, chain 2. On top of this first double crochet, make a double crochet. Now I have these 2 V stitches. Inside this first one, make a double crochet. Into the second one, make a V stitch. And then I have the V stitch here for the sleeve. Make a fan here. And a V stitch into the fan. Here you're just going to continue all around in the same way, making V stitches inside the fans and fans inside the V stitches all around. I will meet you at the end of this second row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at this other end of the second row. I did my last fan. I have my last 2 V stitches. Into the first V stitch, make a V stitch. Into the second V stitch, make a double crochet. Now to finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And here's the second row. Now for this second row, if we count the double crochets, the V stitches, and the fans, I have a total of 16 stitches. I have 3 double crochets, I have 7 V stitches, and I have 6 fans. Now for the third row, chain 2. On top of this first double crochet, make a double crochet. Skip this double crochet, and on top of the V stitch, make a fan. Now we have this fan, make a V stitch. Now from here on, you're just going to continue with the same pattern all around. So I'll meet you at the end of this third row. I'm here at the end of this third row. I did my last fan and I have my first double crochet. We're going to go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finish this third row. Now if we count the V stitches and the fans and the double crochet, I have a total of 15 stitches. I have 7 fans, I have 1 double crochet, and I have 6 V stitches. So that's a total of 15 stitches all around. Now for the fourth row, chain 2 and into this same stitch here, which is the first double crochet, make a double crochet. Now here I have the fan. In this fan I'm going to make a V-stitch. And then I have a V-stitch next, so that's a fan that I'm going to do here. Here we're just going to continue with the same pattern. So I'll meet you right here at the end of this fourth row to show you how we're going to finish this row. I'm here at the end of this fourth row. I have my last fan. Here on top of this fan, I'm only going to do a double crochet instead of a V-stitch. I'm going to now finish this row by going on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now, if we count the V-stitches and the fans and the double crochets, for this fourth row, I have 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and I have 6 V-stitches and 6 fans. Now for the fourth row, we're going to chain 2 and into this same stitch here, make a double crochet. Now I have a V-stitch here, which is my first stitch. I need to make a fan. And then I have the fan, so I'm going to make a V-stitch, and so on. This is how you're going to continue. I'll meet you at the end of this fifth row to show you once again how to start and how to end each row from here on. Okay, I'm here at the end of this fifth row. Now to finish here, I'm going to skip this double crochet and I'm going to go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finish this fifth row. Now if we count the double crochets, the fans, and the V-stitches, I have 6 fans, 6 V-stitches, and 1 double crochet. This is how we're going to continue from here on with 13 stitches until we have a total of 19 rows. So here, to start you off, for row 6, chain 2, and into this same double crochet, make a double crochet. And in this row, I'm going to start with a V-stitch. In the next row, you're going to start with a fan, because you're going to alternate between fans and V-stitches to continue with the same pattern. And that's all we're going to do all around for every row. Now when you finish this row, you're going to join here to the top of the first double crochet with a slip stitch, chain 2, and then make a double crochet into that same stitch, and then continue on all around working the pattern in the same way. Now we're going to do a total of 19 rows. So continue and I'll meet you at the end of the 19th row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making 19 rows and this is what it looks like. So now what we're going to do for row 20 is we're going to chain 2 and into this same stitch here make a double crochet. Now what I'm going to do here is I have this fan. Inside this fan I'm going to make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Into the next, which is a V-stitch, make 2 double crochets. Into the next, 3 double crochets, and into the next 2. That's how we're going to continue for this row. 3, 2, 3, 2 till you finish. So continue like this and I'll meet you at the end of this row. I'm here at the end of this 20th row. I have a total of 31 double crochets, not including the 2 chains. Now to finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for a total of 3 rows like this, we're going to make single crochets. So beginning here, chain 1 and into this same stitch here make a single crochet and 1 single crochet on top of each one of the double crochets so that you also finish with 31 single crochets. Now when you finish, you're going to join here to the top of the first single crochet, chain 1, and then make your first single crochet into that same stitch, and then continue for the second row and then repeat for the third row. I'll meet you once we have these 3 rows of single crochets to show you how we're going to finish this last row. Okay, I finished making these 3 rows of single crochets. Here I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and pass my yarn through this last loop. Now what I'm going to do here for this last row, with this pink yarn, I'm going to insert my hook into the same stitch where I did the slip stitch, bring it through the front and chain 1. Now I'm using the smaller hook, the 3mm hook, but you can also do it with the 3.5. If you're using any other hook size, just go down half a hook size. So here, chain 3, skip 1 single crochet and into the next, make a slip stitch. Chain 3, skip 1 single crochet and into the next, slip stitch, and this is how you're going to continue. Just chain 3, skip 1 single crochet and into the next, a slip stitch. Now when you finish, you're just going to join here to the beginning right here with a slip stitch, cut your yarn and pass your yarn through that last loop. So I'll go ahead and finish this, and then I'm going to come back and show you the finished sleeve. Okay, I finished this last row here. I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, pass my yarn through this last loop, and this part here is done, and that's what it looks like. So the sleeve is all done. Now you're going to do the exact same thing I did here on this sleeve. You're going to do it here on this other side. Everything is the same. It's done exactly in the same way with the same number of rows. In the beginning, everything is the same. So here's the little cardigan all done. I went ahead and sewed in some flowers here. This is optional. Now make sure that when you add these little flowers, they're nice and secured. I went ahead and sewed mine in right here through the back, and they won't come off. So make sure that you do the same thing. And again, it's optional. I just like to accessorize my garments a tiny bit more than others, but it's always optional. So here's the finished sleeve. This here is the front. Now the little buttons that I used, these here are 9mm buttons, but you can use up to 11. I tried some 11mm buttons and they work great too. So I had these and I just decided to use them. So here's the bottom. This is what it looks like. Here's the other sleeve. Now let me show you the back. There it is. Here's the back and the bottom. I really love this trim here that we did at the bottom, and here's the finished little jacket. That's what it looks like. So now let me give you the finished measurements. So from the neckline to the end of the sleeve, it's measuring about 34 centimeters, which is about 13.25 inches. From under the sleeve to the end of the sleeve, it's measuring about 22 centimeters, which is about 8.75 inches. I forgot to measure the width of the sleeve. Let's see. Just the top, it's about 9.5 centimeters, which is 3.75 inches. Now, the length from the top of the neckline to the end of this last row right here, it's measuring about 34.5 centimeters, which is about 13.5 inches. And this part right across, from here to here, right across, it's measuring about 13 centimeters, which is about 5.25 inches. Now the waist, this part here, it's measuring about 26 centimeters, which is about 10.25 inches. So based on these measurements, this little cardigan sweater, jacket, or coat is for baby girls between 9 and 12 months, but you can also make it smaller or bigger. I'd say between 3 and 6 months and up to 18 to 24 months. This completes today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.